Obviously, we've spent a pretty good amount of time around here talking about the assault on free speech on college campuses. As I've said before, I believe that this assault on free speech is one of the biggest problems we face today, as we are breeding a generation of young people who won't be equipped to use logic and reason in their own arguments when they graduate to the real world. The university's misguided use of safe spaces and trigger warnings, coupled with violent protests and deplatforming or shouting down speakers, is actually robbing many of these students of literally the most important thing that they can learn in college: the ability to think for themselves. Instead of graduating as fully equipped adults ready to fight for what they believe in because they know what they believe in, they are being coddled like children who might crumble at the mere hearing of an idea that challenges them. This inability to debate ideas is leaking out of the universities and into society at large. Celebrities spend all day on Twitter ranting and raving about topics that they don't understand at all. Comedians, some of whom I know personally and really like, have become the screeching lunatics that they're supposed to be making fun of. Politicians talk a lot but don't actually do a lot, and the rest of us are left here trying to make some sense of what's going on. A great example of this is the Title IX fiasco, which took root on college campuses over the past few years. Title IX is part of the Education Act of 1972, which states that no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Well, that sounds pretty good, right? What we should be going for here is an even playing field of equal opportunity. Title IX doesn't guarantee equal outcome, which is where hard work, perseverance, and sometimes luck come into play, but it does guarantee that whether you're a man or a woman, you won't be discriminated on because of your sex. This straightforward law of equal opportunity changed under the Obama administration, which in 2011 and 2014 issued new guidelines on how schools should deal with cases of sexual assault on campus. While I believe that Obama's intentions were good, the law in effect circumvented our system of due process. The Obama administration's policy used the preponderance of evidence standard in cases of sexual assault, not the beyond a reasonable doubt standard, which reduces the burden of proof on anyone accused of sexual assault. This was a subtle but powerful change in how we litigate these cases of sexual assault on campus, and some would argue an outright violation of the accused's constitutional rights. Betsy DeVos, Trump's education secretary, recently rescinded these Obama mandates, and judging by the celebrity and comedian critics out there, Trump and DeVos were not only anti-woman, but suddenly pro-rape as well. My friend and former guest Christina Hoff Sommers wrote an excellent piece in the Journal of Higher Education explaining why removing the Obama guidelines was actually a win for due process and the Constitution, an article I shared with some of the famous people I saw ranting about Trump's pro-rape policy. Of course, nobody responded. We'll link to Christina's article below so that you can read that for yourself. To unpack Title IX, I'll be talking to author and professor Laura Kipnis today as we discuss her own story of how Title IX has affected her both personally and professionally. Laura has been right in the middle of the Title IX firestorm, and our friends at Learn Liberty have sent her our way this week. Knowing what you're talking about is a lot harder than just screaming about how you feel about something, but a good education taught me that it's usually worth the effort.